Hey, thanks for checking out Live on Tape Delay, episode 586. In Western New York, I'm Chris Wilson. On the other end of the internet, John Raybeans Raycroft. On the other end of town, Rob Fiasco.
Save room for feces. All that and more in this episode of Live on Tape Delay.
Once again, I can't follow that up. But you have to stick around. It does make sense. You have to trust me when I say that. Here's 586. Enjoy.
Beaver. Is good?
Bienvenido.
These guys have cotton in their
Wait,
ears.
close the door behind you.
Oh, is there monsters coming out at me?
No, this is just a secret conversation.
I'll just be your secret lover.
Oh, okay. I thought my door was actually open, but then I realized my camera wasn't even on, so.
Your door is ajar.
All right.
Whiskey in the jar?
I could deal with some of that right now. Instead, I'll take a little one of these that I have to crack into a can. Or crack out of a can.
I got some whiskey in a glass. Does that count?
It does. Just refer to it as a jarro, and you're fine.
What a great opportunity to dive right into what I'm drinking.
Uh-oh. Did we do an unintentional segue? Are we getting this good where we don't have to plan?
I just want to say that last week we spent the entire first half of the episode talking about our history and then dove directly into the history quiz thing.
Yeah, that's true. And that was actually kind of not planned, believe it or not. Nobody's going to believe it, but that's fine. Don't believe it. All right. What do we got?
I was perusing the Instagram stories, as I tend to do. That's where I get all of my latest information.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a good source.
And a local dispensary had a picture of this beverage called Canopy. And I was like, I've seen like cans of things and whatnot, different places, but nothing that's trying to replace like the cocktail space, at least nothing that I've seen locally. So
Okay.
I thought that was interesting. And I went down and picked some up. Very lovely experience. First time at this place. And, I just take a little shot glass of it. So it's a cannabis elixir designed for intentional dosable experiences, crafted to be sipped straight or mixed into your favorite drinks. So I just took a little shot glass and threw it into my spicy water. And here's my cocktail for the evening.
Interesting. The only other thing I've seen like this is the Willie's, I don't even know what it is. Something similar. It's like a Willie Nelson cocktail mixer, THC infused. I don't know. But I've not tried.
There's a brand called Cann, Cann, and they make this thing called the Roadies. And it's basically little to-go packs of kind of the same thing, of like a concentrated THC mix. And you could just throw them in your pocket, take them wherever you're going, and then throw them in like a soda or whatever you're drinking, and it kind of does the same thing. I've gotten those before, and they're fun to take places.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willie's THC-infused social tonic. I just like that it's called a social tonic. But yeah, I've seen these pop up, and I don't know.
Those, I think Ray turned me on to those. The ones that were like, I think THC and like lion's mane infused. I buy them all the time up here because they sell them at Walmart, just the elderberry flavor with the lion's mane. But it's also very good, but it's listed as a social tonic.
I know what you're talking about, but I cannot remember the name of it right now.
It just makes it sound old-timey, doesn't it? It's like, oh, it's a social tonic.
I'm at the point where I think I think we should bring back not all of the tradition, maybe start some new traditions with some updated, I don't know where I'm going with this. Never mind. Forget it.
Too many. Maybe a half a shot next time then.
Forget it. I want to take a couple sips.
Oh, it's only all right. It's only going to get better then.
Now.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I have not tried any of the THC infused beverages, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm afraid I might have a bad reaction as to my last couple weed reactions years ago. But I'll have to bite the bullet, try it out, see what's up.
I think I've talked about it in the past, but there's a brewery in Houston, Eighth Wonder, and they serve THC seltzers, and they also have like a concentrated THC liquor type thing they do. So they'll make like mixed drinks. So you can get like an old fashioned with their THC instead of whiskey. But it's right in the middle of
old fashioned social tonic. Dude, that
basically, yeah.
Yes, that has to be a thing. I just want to.
But it's like right in the middle of downtown. It's like close to all the museums and stuff. So like you can go to Eighth Wonder, have a couple of those, get a little, feeling good, and then go over to a museum and walk through the museum feeling good the whole time. And then by the time you're done with it, it wears off and you're good to drive home.
It's pretty good. Maybe they timed it that way on purpose. It's like, oh, how long are you in town? You want this one. Oh, you're going to the museums? You're going to do both? Okay, here, this is the one you want.
And because they're a drink, I feel like they kick in quicker. I feel like your body processes it more rapidly, so you're not waiting like hours for the edible type stuff. It's just kind of, it's almost like a beer. Like as you're drinking it, you start feeling it.
All right, I like
your
that.
body doesn't have to digest the edible first to get to the THC. I guess the liquid is probably easier absorbed by the bloodstream.
Yeah.
We need Joe Rogan to explain that to us.
Then you hoop it. No, kids, don't do that.
Hoop it?
Unless you want to.
What's that?
Put it up your butt.
Oh, the jackass.
Oh.
Yeah. It'll get into your bloodstream real fast. Anyway, enough about
how's the week been? What'd you do?
Did I do? It's been a busy week, but I don't remember what I did. My dog got a tick. My dog got a tick in his face. That was fun. I'm just like, oh, what's this? You got a little eye booger there, dog. Oh, I can't wipe it off. It catches the sunlight, that stereotypical gray color. I'm like, God damn it. So I'm all kind of freaking out, and it's on a Sunday, of course. So I'm like, So I call the vet Monday morning, and I'm like, I don't know. It's right next to her eye. I'm like, I know they have that little tool. I'm going to, they're going to have to sedate her because she's basically feral. Like, I don't know. So I just call and I go, what do you suggest? What do you want to do? And she goes, well, bring her in. We'll take a look. If we think we can get it, we'll just pop it out. Otherwise, we'll give her some medicine that then kills it and you wait for it to fall off. But the shorter time it's attached, the better. So I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. So that afternoon I go up, and it was by no means like a giant. You see all these pictures online of like, they're the size of a fucking grape. This one had only gotten to the point where it was like maybe double the size of a period imprint. So it wasn't big. It was, like I said, I thought it was an eye booger. So we go in, and of course she's pulling at the leash, and she's got, I just got to say hi to everybody, and trying to get up on the counter and all this other stuff. So the vet tech takes her, and she's like, yeah, all right, we'll see what we can do. They go into the other room. I sit down on the bench, open my phone to check my email real quick. Don't even get a chance to check my email. She comes out. She's walking out. And I'm in the back of my mind, I'm going, yep, she's going to say she's too wild. We're going to give her medicine. Couldn't get it. Not even going to try. Mm-hmm. So that's where my brain goes immediately. But then I hear the vet tech go, oh, she was such a good girl. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got it? She's like, yeah. Like, holy shit, you were in there like literally 30 seconds. I'm like, how did you keep her calm? And the tech was like, well, I'm like not trying to toot her own horn too much, but she's like, I'm pretty quick with it, but we got her to stay still just enough with like the spray peanut butter stuff on a stick. And she goes, and that was all the time I needed to pop the thing out. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, what do I owe you? And she's like, oh no, you're fine. Go ahead. I've been freaking out about this for, a day and a half. And it was like, that was it. So yeah, I'll give the props to Lakeside. I better get it right. Lakeside Veterinary Medicine. It was significantly impressive.
Nice.
But yes, also the Greek festival. That's in there too. But the tick, I'm telling you, the tick was the thing. No, did you end up going down to the Greek festival?
I did. My brother was in town for the weekend, so we went Saturday early. Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the Greek festival or the Yassou Festival?
It's technically the Yassou Festival, but we just all call it the Greek festival. to fit in with the Italian festival, but the Scandinavian festival is still the Scandinavian festival. I don't.
Next time I'll wear my shirt that says Yassou on the front and staff on the back that I did buy for $10. Very soft.
I wanted one. They had them.
Oh yeah, I got it.
God damn it!
So that was good. And then I had to have a couple Mythos, whatever.
Yep, unicorn beers
because those are good. Well, they're not good, but you just gotta have them. and then I tried their famous Greek hot dog, but I mean it's a hot dog. A hot dog's rarely bad, but it's just like a hot dog with a little bit of like chili sauce on it.
Yeah, the sauce isn't bad. It's not like a traditional Texas hot. It's a little bit sweeter of a sauce. I don't mind it, but yeah,
it was good.
I think I was expecting something different because I would get those in years past, and it was again they're not bad, but I don't go down for that. I go down, I get my Euro, get me a couple unicorn beers. They usually have, and I didn't see it if they did have it. Opa. Southern Tier does a batch of Opa, they call it. It's like a darker, I don't even know what kind of beer it is.
They had Chautauqua Lager.
Yeah, so I think they did that instead, but they usually do a batch just for the Yassou Festival, and it's called Opa, and it's heavy as fuck, but it's so good. And they didn't have it, so I was kind of disappointed. Sure. I was kind of disappointed in that this year, but it was good. Food was good. The dancing is always what the dancing is, but it was a little chilly. Ben and I went down Friday night, and I think they're usually open till like 10, and by 9:00 it was almost a ghost town. So it was like, all right, yeah. It's just, and I think the weather had a lot to do with it, but
yeah. So when we went Saturday, like it just like the sun was coming out, like so. We got there just in time. That got a table outside. Last year when we went, it was like pouring rain. So we didn't really get to enjoy it. So this time we got to sit out in their little chairs and keep wanting to go in and take a tour of the church.
I did that last year.
But did you?
Yeah, I finally did it last year. We were trying to think
next year.
I think I've been down there every year except for the COVID years. All the COVID years.
Good show.
Since like 2009 or 2010. And then when I bought, it's like walking distance from my house. So that from my house now. So that just makes it all the better.
Right.
It's stumbling distance. But yeah, Ben and I were talking about, to your point of the Mythos beer, you have to have it when you go down there. But if you drink it outside of there, like if you would just get it on a random Thursday in July, I don't know if it would be that great. I don't know. But down there, you have to.
I have it once a year there.
Yeah, that's exactly. I don't know if you can get it anywhere else. I've never seen it.
I don't know. Is there a Greek specialty store?
But it's not. If you look it up, it's made by, I think it's like an AB InBev manufactured. It's nothing really out there.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. But it's fun. When in Olympus. When in Rome. Get it? See that? Oh.
Good. Nailed it. Speaking of local things, my power went out randomly the other day. That was weird. I lost like half my power.
I was going to ask you about that. I'm not sure how that
experienced before.
I was going to ask you, like, you had some rooms but not the other kind of thing?
Yes.
So you must have lost one leg of your main. It's the only way I can come up. Okay.
Yes. Like I lost a leg.
Half your breaker box doesn't work.
I didn't know it was a thing. And it was really hard to troubleshoot. You know, I'm like, clearly I'm doing something wrong here, but then I'm like seeing other lights and things on, but I called the BPU and they came out and there's like 3 like wires that each have these connectors that then go into the house.
Yep.
And they said they tend to go bad, especially with the rain. It was usually in the winter is when they tend to go out. But so the ones I had were super old, so replaced all 3.
Lost a hot. Yeah, that's when you said you had half power. The first thing I thought of was like dimmed power. And I'm like, well, that's not a thing. That's that's a transformer issue. That's a whatever. Plus, you can that's when your refrigerator is going to burn out. That's when any fans and that's going to burn out. But then I was like, oh, I wonder if he means like actually half of his circuits are only working. And I go, oh, if that's the case, he lost a leg coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an easy fix. Then.
They came within like 90 minutes and then confirmed, that one of the legs wasn't sending any power. And then that's where I went like because I have a fear of calling people professionals and them coming in and like flipping a switch or something.
Yeah, but
whatever it happens to be. And I'm just like, and then I'm like, oh, not that it did happen once in an apartment. The AC had went out and I didn't realize there was running on a battery and there was a little reset button behind the battery and then it kicked it on.
Yeah, but you can't know everything. That's having been on both sides of that phone call. It's not that kind of thing, but it's
I don't care when people have simple questions for me, but I feel like I'm being judged when I ask simple questions in any context. No, that's just how I feel.
I know, but look at it as a learning experience. Next time your air conditioner goes out, the first thing you're going to do is check that little battery and the reset button. That's it. So you learn something.
I don't have that anymore.
Well, now you got to get one just so you can use the knowledge.
Yes.
We had something similar happen in the rental house we lived in for years where something happened and the power went out and we called the landlord. They had their electrician come out and he looked at it and a lizard had climbed into the breaker box and somehow died and tripped something. So he came out there and he was looking at it and he found the dead lizard, pulled it out and reset it and was like, oh yeah, it's fixed now.
Yeah. I tapped I was tapping power on a utility pole at a college and that's what it was for. You pull the panel off and there's the lugs. They were all opened up. You stick your stuff in, whatever. So I opened the panel up, hadn't energized it yet, and there's a squirrel in his last formation with his one hand on the ground lug, the other hand on the hot lug, bzz, and there he was. So of course, one of the guys I worked with was like, let's see, because they hadn't blown the fuse. The squirrel became the fuse. But it didn't blow through entirely. So he metered the squirrel and it was still passing voltage. So I have a picture of that. It was just maybe 3 volts or something. But this thing was, we just open it up and it's like, ooh, yeah, that's, sorry, buddy. The shit you find, I guess. Yeah. Somewhere I have a picture of that. But if I can find it, it'll be the episode cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. Next time you know you only got half your breaker box.
Now I'll know.
Yeah. I've been inside those things enough to, that's why I was like, yep, I know what it is. I wouldn't know where to fix it or where to look, but I know what it is.
Right.
So cool. Any bugs or power outages in your place, Ray?
All I've been doing is watching the World Cup, so.
I watched a couple more. I'm still there. I haven't totally lost interest yet.
We were
0.
We were watching the game earlier today. Scotland and Brazil were playing, and Haiti and Morocco were playing at the same time because. Do y'all know why they play the last game of the group stage at the same time?
No.
I assume so they can affect the outcome of either game.
So up until about the 82 or 84 World Cup, that was not a policy. They would just play them whenever. But then in that World Cup, Algeria had won the game and they were set to advance to the knockout round. But all that had to happen was West Germany needed to beat Austria 1-0, and both of those teams would advance. So basically Austria just came out, did nothing, let West Germany score a goal.
Oh, wow.
Austria won the group, West Germany advanced, and Algeria did not advance as a result. That was the last time they did not play the last games of the group stage at the same date because people were just manipulating the games that bad. To this day, apparently, the rumor is you cannot mention Austria, you cannot fly an Austrian flag, you cannot wear an Austrian kit in Algeria, or else they will get very mad at you.
Really? They're still bitter about that.
Yeah.
All
to
right.
this day. But yeah, so we're watching Brazil and Scotland and Haiti and Morocco were playing at the same time. Scotland, Morocco, and Brazil were all basically guaranteed to advance. It was just basically on who was going to finish what area. But one of the guys, his neighbor is from Scotland, so he showed up full kilt and everything for the Scotland match.
Oh, no
And
shit.
it was pretty good. They lost 3-0 to Brazil, but they still
Well,
advanced.
that's all right. Good.
They-
Nice try.
They're supposed to, depending on the results of tonight's matches, they might play Mexico, and I don't think the world is ready for Scotland and Mexico to play each other. I think whatever city they play in is going to not have any alcohol left in it by the time it's done.
Interesting. Where is that game?
Let me look it up, actually. I don't know that for certain, but if y'all haven't heard, Scotland was basically drinking Boston Dry.
I saw some memes on that, and I was like, okay, that's clever, but I didn't know if that was. I didn't realize it was actually kind of based in reality.
No, like they were actually it's going to be in Mexico City.
Okay,
So
that's
gonna
what
be
I was
fantastic.
hoping. Okay.
Yeah, but no, the Scottish fans in Boston, Boston changed all the rules so the bars could stay open later. They changed their capacity limits, all of this stuff. Boston
That's
even
good.
made haggis. They even made haggis legal for the first time. The mayor was like, "We're going to sign a bill to make haggis legal. We're going to be the sister city of Glasgow." Like, it's like a whole thing now. But apparently,
Isn't Boston full of Irish though? That's the.
that's the weird part. Is apparently they love the Scottish now. So,
All right. Well, I mean, all right.
and then
I don't
and
know
then
the
the
history
Scots
really there.
And then today's game was in Miami, and apparently the Miami people do not like the partying as much as Bostonians do. So it was a different experience for them. Some of the Scottish people were getting arrested for partying too hard.
I don't even know what do you expect? I guess that's my only response
Right.
to any of this. Like, what do you expect? Okay, fine.
Scotland haven't made a World Cup in like 30 years. Like, of course they're going to party.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, no sympathy from me, but that's it's still a good story.
The Scottish people also drink the plane dry as it was coming over here from Scotland. There was no more alcohol left on the plane when it landed.
They were starting to siphon the tanks and drink the fuel.
Basically.
Well, I mean, I guess there's a reason for some stereotypes, right? Way to prove it,
Exactly.
boys. I guess.
Yep.
I don't know what to say about that.
The Tartan Army came through.
That's crazy. It's all right. That's one to keep an eye on then. And when is that game? Or is that going on right now?
Well, we have to wait for tonight's matches to finalize before we know for certain if Scotland's playing Mexico. Because the way that this World Cup, like, technically, I
Only
think
6 more months left for the World Cup.
Yeah.
No, only it only goes until I think July 19th.
Oh.
Oh my lord! I was like another month.
I
Well,
thought it went in.
They're wrapping up. They're wrapping up group stage next week after this airs, and then knockout round will start middle of next week. Which, by the way, I think I might need to move next Wednesday's episode because the U.S.'s first knockout round game will be next Wednesday at 7 p.m. my time. And then and then it's a round of 32, round of 16, quarters, semis. What else?
So so it's only. Where does the additional teams play in? It's just in the group stage, right? That's where it. And the first, it adds one leg to the front of the bracket.
It does, because typically you go from group stage to round of 16. Now you go group stage to round of 32, and 8 of the third place teams advance.
Yeah.
Historically, it's always only been the first and second teams advance, but now depending on points and goals scored and all this other stuff, 8 of the third place teams will advance to the first round of the knockout round.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Which in this case, the U.S. is going to play Bosnia because they finished third in the group with Canada and Switzerland.
I'll have to see that. I'm a very visual person. I'll have to see the bracket. I don't have it pulled up here. I can't remember. Last week I think it was like I can remember one team that I was like, oh, I watched the France and the other team game. Oh yeah, I watched Argentina and the other one. Like I don't know why my brain can't see both of them at the same time. Anyway, it's my problem. I'm working on it. I'm getting through it.
It's like my problem's opposite of where I watch all of them and pay attention to all of them and know exactly what's happening in all of the games. So
I don't think I've got the brain capacity, but God bless you for it. That's why that's why we do this little World Cup date.
exactly. There's your World Cup date.
Yeah. Tag it. Yes. Oh. Anyway, I don't know how to transition over to we did it so effortlessly. We still have part 2 of our Bistery in the making. What did we call it?
Too bad that's not happening this episode.
No!
It might happen someday.
No, I was all prepped for it.
Not happening
Oh, come on.
today. Moving on.
Just cock teasing it. All right.
We've got a whole new story to talk about.
Oh, whole new story to do the first part of and never finish. How
If
many
you
times have
want,
we done this?
you can access the full story when our new website launches, because they'll be linked there.
Only the first
You
half
can-
if it's up right now.
Well, not the episode, the actual the deck that goes along with each episode.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Only the first half if it's up right now anyway.
Yeah, we
All
were
right.
wrong about everything.
Okay. That's true.
We knew that.
Yeah. I don't need a story to tell me
So,
that.
well, it's gonna.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, a couple of things to think about. The word dinosaur wasn't coined until 1842.
Okay.
So someone born in 1820 spent the first 22 years of their life with no concept of them at all.
Okay.
Dinosaurs. Things that like museums are dedicated to in 2026.
So the word dinosaur didn't exist, or we didn't know that there were lizard creatures 65 million years ago?
Both, right?
Didn't really know what the bones were.
Okay.
And that they were actually belonged to a being that would then be coined a dinosaur.
Okay. Because I thought when you had said the word, I was like, well, yeah, they could have called it something else. But okay. Just clarifying.
Yeah. So the smartest people of every era believed things that now seem insane. Every era, including ours.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some things we know today that didn't exist as knowledge when we were born, and things we're certain about right now that the future generations will find just as crazy as bloodletting. Maybe.
That's
maybe
not
so.
crazy, though. That works.
That works.
Got my bag of leeches right here.
Before we start, the people who were wrong weren't stupid. Disagree. Now, most of the worst ideas in history weren't held by people who thought they were idiots. They were held by the smartest, most educated people of their time. The doctors, the scientists, the guys with the credentials.
Sure. And it makes sense. Only looking back is it like, pff, but you only know what you don't know what you don't know. So yeah,
Right.
It's all relative. All right, here we go. The list.
So a couple things, some things that didn't exist as knowledge when we were born. So 1978, HIV and AIDS didn't exist yet as a known disease.
Right.
That's interesting. 1979, the ozone hole over Antarctica hadn't been discovered yet.
But was still there, right? Like they backtracked and like,
It was,
shit,
yeah.
this has been here for a while. We just didn't know about it.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that makes me think like what's here now
Oh,
that
yeah.
we don't.
Oh,
know
yeah,
about.
absolutely.
89, the World Wide Web was invented. So
Yeah.
Ray is as old as the internet.
I mean, I remember pre-internet.
I do too.
It just wasn't a thing. Like you didn't, again, you don't know what you don't
But like
know.
your kid doesn't, right?
No, not at all. Well, no, but if it was made in 1989, she was made in 2008. So
Right.
there was broadband. There was broadband already when she was born.
Have it so easy.
I know.
Pluto was a planet when we were born.
Yeah.
It's not now.
I know.
Gravitational waves predicted by Einstein in 1916 weren't detected until 2015.
Again, now that's almost an opposite testament where it's like there's no reason that he should have been able to figure that out, but he was so goddamn far ahead that it was like, yeah, this I think this is how shit works. And then whatever that is, 100 years later is like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he was
So
right.
who are
What the
those-
fuck?
Who are those people now, and what are they saying?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
there's-
yeah.
You know, and how do you weed them out from the weirdos?
You don't.
Where people like, yeah.
You just-
I mean, Einstein had some credibility.
Yeah, but I
Which
would
helps,
like to see all the stuff he was wrong about too. You know what I mean? Because again, and even scientists will say, even scientists will say, like, you need to be wrong to learn how to be right. You know what I mean? To then further it, because you can't just get it right all the time. You're not making any progress then.
It's like the key part of the scientific method.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Test.
But that's interesting. Okay.
All right, so let's get into part one, the dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff. And that's it. Only part one.
That's it. Yeah, we might not make it a part two. We'll see. We'll see how this flows. 6 things the smartest people on Earth were absolutely certain about and were absolutely wrong about.
Okay. I like this.
Okay, I'm up first. Earth is the center of everything, which was a mainstream idea until the 1600s. Copernicus published his heliocentric model in 1543, but it took over a century to stick. Galileo was still being prosecuted for believing it in 1633, less than 400 years ago.
Yeah, that's insane.
So just 400 years ago.
Right. And again, and that's all just based on, all based on observation. Oh, well, this moves like this and that moves like that. So if we were the center, that doesn't work. So that's, just that kind of speculation to me is insane. Like, the only way these things that I'm observing can all happen at the same time is if we're not the center. Like, how? I don't know. I'm just not smart enough. That's all.
The Catholic Church didn't formally acknowledge Galileo was right until 1992, 3.5 centuries later.
That's actually hilarious. But what? I mean, what do they care, really? Who cares if the church believes it or not? Like, it's not part of teachings, is it? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, back then it was like dictating everything about life. Like, if the church believed it, that's what you had to.
I guess. Yeah. And there's issues with that. Maybe that's later on the list. Everybody believed the church, but yeah, I don't. All right. I don't know. Go to church, do your thing. But I don't know that I've ever learned astronomy in church. So I don't know why that. This it is it, and it's mine. Drain the blood; it'll help. I still wish this was true, but anyway, 2,500 years of draining sick people's blood to balance their humors. That's a good one, in quotes. George Washington probably died because his doctors drained about 40% of his blood in a single day in 1799. They thought they were helping. Well, yeah, you got to get rid of that bad blood, so you got demons in your blood.
I was not aware of that.
Oh, demons in your blood?
No, that's potentially how he died.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that I knew that either. But that's where the original barbers came from. You would go to that's why the stripy pole, it represented bloodletting. Yeah, but they were barbers. That was then at some point, you could get a shave and cut your hair too, I guess. But
right.
Yeah, bloodletting. And
that's why
they put leeches. Yeah, they put leeches on people too to suck the bad blood out. I mean, I get the idea. You're sick. There's something bad in there. Must be your blood. Get rid of the bad blood. You know what I mean? At some point, it does make sense. We know better now. But yeah, I like that one. I've always liked that bloodletting.
Washington lost roughly 5 pints of blood over 12 hours. His doctors gave him 4 separate bleedings, raised experimental blisters on his skin, and gave him an enema. He started the day with a sore throat.
That's just a party.
Jesus.
That's just a party.
That's right. Lamb of God and Chemists both have songs called Bloodletting.
Right.
Yeah. Hippocrates, or Hippocrates Johnson, the father of medicine, the oath guy, he endorsed bloodletting. So this wasn't fringe. It was a textbook answer for 2,500 years across Greek, Roman, Islamic, and European medicine.
Yeah. And here's the thing. At some point, we don't know what diseases they were dealing with. They may have been different than what we have now. So in a weird way, that may have helped some. If it was a bloodborne disease, and it wasn't, autoimmune where your body's going to make it again.
Right.
If there was actually something going on, this could have helped. Probably a very
Not for
small
sore
percentage. No, probably not for a sore
Yeah.
throat, but that's, again, demons
Yeah.
in your blood.
It says, Chris, your parents were born when doctors in the U.S. still sometimes prescribed bloodletting for fever. Not common, but in the textbooks.
All right. I mean, think about it now. I want to see in 500, 1,000 years now where, if somebody's got pressure on their brain from a brain bleed, they take a drill to your head to relieve the pressure. Like, that still seems a little, but I get it. It makes sense. But just
And that didn't happen that long ago.
yeah, the wrap this one up with the barber pole. I knew I was right on this. The red represents the blood drawn during medical procedures and bloodletting. The white represents the clean bandages used to dress wounds, and the blue often added only in the United States to represent veins to pay homage to the American flag. So of course we had to Americanize it. The original barber pole is just red and white, and the red was
If I ever see
bloodletting.
a red and white one, I'll know. I'll go to there because they're original.
Just
OG.
walk in and be like, yo, I got demons. Is there something you could do?
Done.
Then I guess this is me, where apparently more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
All right.
The Surgeon General's report from 1964.
Hell yeah.
Where apparently the link between smoking and cancer wasn't officially confirmed until 1964. Before that, doctors were starring in cigarette ads. More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Real campaign, ran for years. Sounds like a Mad Men type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so my parents grew up in a world where doctors endorsed cigarettes on TV, not H. Street. That's my parents' childhood. The AMA took cigarette ad money and suppressed anti-smoking research through the 1950s.
Sure.
Yeah, we knew that. It's documented. Same playbook used later for fossil fuel industry and climate change. Knew that. And then when evidence started mounting in the 1950s, the tobacco industry found their own doubt research, paying scientists to create confusion. And this has also been confirmed in recovered internal documents. Same with fossil fuel industry. Yeah, we money buys whatever science you want it to teach.
Yeah, I don't know where. I mean, there used to be cigarette billboards all over the place, and I haven't seen that. I mean, you don't see the Marlboro Country billboards anymore, so that I think you can't do.
Watching old F1 races where like everything is sponsored by cigarette companies, I'm like watching now, and it's now it's all crypto and tech companies. Like what a difference.
Right. Well, there was
40 years.
Well, I mean, NASCAR for the longest time was called the Winston Cup.
Yeah, that was it was a sports night line, and I'm trying to think of it. They were talking about sports being a model of clean living and whatever else, and the guy goes, "Yeah, I'll remember that the next time I'm reporting how the Skoal car and the something are doing in the Winston Cup." It's like exactly that.
Or like the old pictures of like quarterbacks at halftime smoking cigars or cigarettes in the locker room before they go back out on the field.
Yeah, on the field. I mean, I've made that joke on this before. It's like, that's back when you could smoke on the field. But I mean,
apparently I never was around when apparently you could smoke on a plane. Like how gross that must have been. Like if you were a non-smoker.
Oh, sure. But I think,
or even like, going in restaurants, this thing's like, I mean, it was just now, and I mean, it's been banned for a while but didn't somewhere in Europe, they banned the sale of it completely if you're born after a certain date.
England.
I think the UK.
So.
Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. And it's always that middle. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that either, but whatever. But it's that middle group of people that always get fucked on that. Like even here, when it was, you had to be 18 to buy cigarettes. Then what if you're 19 or 20 when they raised the age to 21?
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, you gave it to me and now you took it away. Like that had to be, that had to be rough. But I mean, I think it was just expected. You didn't know any different. Remember when you'd go to the bowling alley and you would just expect the bowling alley to reek of cigarettes. That's what it was. That's just what the bowling alley smelled like. And it was only till it was gone you went, that's weird. So I got to believe that the same thing was on a plane. Well, that's just what planes smell like. That's what.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
There's multiple bars around me that still allow smoking inside of them.
It's gotten to the point now where when I see someone with a analog cigarette, I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, same.
One, they're just so fucking expensive. Like, I don't know how you can afford it.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's the thing.
You
And
know?
I'm not looking down my nose too far. I mean, I only quit, 3 years ago? Almost 3 years. Not even 3 years ago. So, but yeah, to continue to do that, or when I see people in the car and the first thing they do is light up a cigarette, it's almost, I'm like, God damn, that was me for 25 fucking years. Like, I'm out. I escaped. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but you could smoke in hospitals, malls. Now we're just going off on tears.
Yeah, moving on. This is a good one.
Yeah, New York, just one.
We're only
quick
going to
story.
finish half of it.
I know. That's why I might as well talk anyway. I filled in at a store. I can say it. They don't exist anymore. I worked at a Radio Shack here in a strip mall. We couldn't. You couldn't smoke inside, obviously, up here. I filled in at a store in Pennsylvania, in a mall, and it was like, all right, I'm going to go outside for a cigarette, and they're like, you're going to go outside? I'm like, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is PA in a mall. So I just went outside of the store into the concourse and just stood there and smoked a cigarette. And it was the weirdest feeling in the world, because this was like 1999, you know, and it was just like, oh, I feel like I'm breaking the law now. It was weird. Anyway. All right.
Yeah. That's like when we go to Perkins and Warren or whatever, and you can still smoke in there.
Yeah. They finally caught up. Can't do it down there anymore, but
fair enough. All right, next slide. Oh,
no.
Drilling into someone's skull won a Nobel Prize.
I didn't even know that I was okay.
Nobel Prize in Medicine, 1949. The procedure of drilling into a person's skull and severing their frontal lobe connections was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1949. Lobotomies were still being performed into the 1970s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The American version by Walter Freeman used an ice pick through the eye socket. No surgical suite needed. He drove state to state performing the procedure from a van he called the Lobotomobile.
Oh my God. I hope that is. I mean, how well has this been vetted? I that needs to be true.
It's got sources at the bottom.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But why would you make that up? The next one I know is true. Rosemary Kennedy, JFK's sister, was lobotomized at age 23 at her father's request to manage her mood swings.
Incredible.
She lost the ability to speak or walk properly and spent the rest of her life in an institution.
Yeah, no shit.
She died in 2005.
Wow.
Like would you have like bipolar disorder or something maybe?
Yeah.
And boop.
Probably not even that back then. Probably just
who knows?
Woman. That was probably all it took back then.
Well, they tried to let her blood out. They couldn't let enough blood out. So this is the next step. She's got demons.
Yep.
That's crazy, actually, that it was still. The reasons for lobotomy are crazy to me too. Like you said, it's mood swings. What? Oh my God! Like how much shit do we do on a daily basis that back then would be like, oh, that guy needs lobotomized?
None, because we were white men, but
exactly.
I don't know.
But yeah,
that's it. They still did it, but yeah. Oh, you haven't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest yet? Okay. Catch up.
Session 9 was another great lobotomy movie.
Yeah. Oh, this was me. He drank the bacteria to prove the point. Okay. Another Nobel Prize winner. This is just in 2005. Medical consensus said stomach ulcers were caused by stress. Barry Marshall couldn't get anyone to take. Yeah, that's I think still at least a thought in people's minds. He couldn't get anyone to take his bacterial theory seriously, so he drank a petri dish full of H. pylori.
H. pylori.
Pylori. Okay. Oh yeah. Got an ulcer, cured it with antibiotics, and eventually won the Nobel Prize in 2005. So why are we still spreading the fact that people get ulcers from stress? Or
wives' tale.
Does stress create H. pylori? You know what I mean? Is it somewhere in the chain, but it's not the reason? I don't know.
Chris, when you were born in 1979, if you'd gone to a doctor with an ulcer, they'd have told you to manage your stress and avoid spicy food.
They still do that.
The actual cause, a bacterium, had already existed in human stomachs for tens of thousands of years. We just weren't looking.
Yeah.
Marshall couldn't get an ethics board to approve a human trial because it was obviously wrong. He had to self-experiment.
That's ballsy, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah. So,
because if he was wrong, well, guess what? You're probably dead.
Yeah. Interesting.
So so why did they still say that then?
They say a lot of things that are not true. Like I had somebody say, a doctor say something that was just so far fabricated in old world medicine that I was like blown away. So it's out there.
Yeah.
People still do it. People still say it.
Kind of like this one, where I feel like we're going the opposite side of this now with the heavy protein diets, where back in the day it was fat is killing you, eat more carbs. And so then, we did the dietary fat causes heart disease theory, shipped entire generation of food policy, where the evidence was shaky at the start, it's been falling apart ever since. The processed food industry reformulated around removing fat and replaced it with sugar. And so,
the thing that is bad.
Yep. And I remember
right now it's bad until they figure out it's not.
And I remember the low-fat craze peaking when I was younger. The entire food environment, the snack wells, the low-fat everything, fat-free, was built on a theory that was being quietly undermined at the same time. The key study was Ansel Keys' 7 countries study. They actually looked at 22 countries, but it excluded the 15 that didn't fit the hypothesis. That makes sense. He's probably paid from somewhere, very influential and very confident. And then, 1967, the Sugar Research Foundation paid Harvard scientists to publish a review blaming fat while downplaying sugar. Payments weren't disclosed, but came out in 2016, years later, and policies that shaped it are still in effect. And I'm sure it's the same thing with the protein switch we're having now, where eat all the protein you can. Eat protein, eat protein, eat protein, eat nothing but protein. And I'm sure here in years we're going to find out that it was the same thing for this one.
Yeah.
Because we don't learn.
No. And it all comes around. Do you remember back when, this wasn't that long ago, early 90s, I think? It was like apples were killing people. And then, because the whole joke was like, oh, apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now it's like an apple a day, you're fucking dead. Like, oh, all right. I don't know what to do now,
What is it, arsenic?
Yeah, don't eat the seeds, the cyanide.
Or the milk industry doing the got milk thing, and really dairy's awful for your body in general, and you really don't need dairy for anything. It doesn't serve any purpose.
It's so good, though.
It's good, but I mean, it's just, the evolutionary thing where your body hasn't adapted to not needing it constantly because we have fats in other ways, so they just push it on you because got milk.
Yeah. Gotta sell it. It's a good campaign. Probably made him a lot of money. Probably sold him a lot of milk.
Did. Well, you had to get the pictures of the missing kids out there somehow.
Exactly.
Right. The pattern. Bad ideas don't die when the evidence shows up. They die when the people who built their careers on them retire or die. The lag is usually 50 to 100 years between the first solid evidence against an idea and when institutions actually let it go. So there's your answer for the ulcer thing. Yeah. If that's fairly, that's only 20 years ago evidence. So
right.
Which one of those 6 was the most surprising? I mean, the ulcer one was.
Ulcer one was good, and I did look that up as to maybe why. So the leading theory here is still stress increases stomach acid, which then in turn can weaken your immune system, which then in turn can trigger unhealthy habits such as smoking, drinking, overusing painkillers, things like that, which then makes you susceptible to H. pylori infection or NSAID irritations. So that's what I was saying is so to say, well, it's caused by stress. Like by proxy, maybe. but that's a stretch anymore of like, okay, maybe. Yeah. It's quite the domino effect to get to actually what it, but you don't treat it. You don't treat a disease by going back 30 steps on it. You can treat it go
out in the sun.
Like he said. Yeah.
That's how they used to treat consumption.
Yeah. That's still how they can. That's still how they treat jaundice.
Go on the sun.
Yep.
All right. Chapter 2. Look, we're getting to part 2 this episode.
Oh, we are.
We can do it.
We fly through it. All right, here we go.
What were we wrong about? Or no, sorry, what we're wrong about right now.
Okay.
The stuff we're most confidently wrong about is probably the stuff where the evidence is already there and nobody important wants to deal with it yet.
Right. So we're in that lag period that you were just talking about. We're in the middle of that lag period. All right.
Okay, so we named 95% of the universe after things we can't find. Scientists have determined roughly 95% of the universe is made up of dark matter and dark energy. We named them, modeled their effects, but have never directly detected either one. We are describing 95% of everything with placeholder words.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, if we got to call it something in the meantime, as long as we don't, that's just what it is. Dark matter, put it over there. You know, at some point we need to explore this and, you know, then maybe piece it out and figure it out. But I don't disagree with this, but I didn't realize it was 95% of the universe we're just kind of putting on the back burner for now. Like, yeah, we'll get there. We don't know, but it's over there. All right.
We've been running direct detection experiments for dark matter for over 40 years. Every single one has come back empty. Some physicists now seriously propose that dark matter doesn't exist at all, that our model of gravity is simply wrong at large scales.
I've heard that.
Possible.
I've heard that there are things that are breaking even Einstein's theories and changing the way that we think about how everything works.
And again, to go back, that's a good thing. But we have to have something to operate on at the time that we know. But we can't be 50 to 100 years lag to change. That's the thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like when we do figure out what it is, it's still dark matter.
No, I'm not sold yet. Okay. And I get that it takes a selling time, but 50 to 100 years seems kind of nuts. But that's cool.
Raise up.
Oh, it's me now. Nobody knows why it feels like something to be you.
I think about
that.
This
is
a lot.
Weird sentence.
Yeah.
The problem of consciousness. So, neuroscience can describe what the brain does in remarkable detail. It cannot explain why there's subjective experience at all. Why does it feel like something to see red? Why is there an inner life? We have no framework for this. Some serious philosophers and scientists, not cranks, have proposed, I don't know how to pronounce that word,
panpsychism.
Something like that, yeah. The idea that consciousness is a fundamental property of matter, the way mass or charge is, meaning everything, at some level, might experience something. That's where the hard problem leads some people. I've grown up in the most neuroscience-rich era in history, brain scans, MRI, neural mapping, and we still can't answer the most basic question. Why does any of it feel like anything? We can describe every neuron firing. We can't explain the first-person experience of it.
I can, and it goes back to the other one. Demons in your blood.
Exactly.
No, I've thought about this kind of thing a lot, just in weird, like, what if you woke up your consciousness that you have right now in somebody else's body? And it wouldn't just be like, oh man, this guy's got back pain. You wouldn't be able to walk. That's my theory, because you don't know what this body feels like. You're like, what is this in my mouth? You know, people's teeth fit different in their mouth. Just to that, you would not know how to function your consciousness if you woke up in another body.
Different gaits.
Yeah. Exactly. You wouldn't know how to move because your consciousness is used to the vehicle you're in, you know, and how to move it. Nice. So I think you would just you wouldn't be able to fucking talk. I mean, I think it would come quicker, but you'd be like, you wouldn't be able to, I don't know.
All right.
But I've thought about that kind of thing a lot, to just separate like the consciousness and throw it into another, replicate the matter that they're saying. The neurons are still firing the same way. So why would the consciousness be different?
But even take something as basic as like what we've talked in the past, where like Rob can't envision things in his head, but we can. Like, what if all of a sudden I lost that? Like, that would change my entire perception about life.
Yeah, that's taking
I rely on that.
Pieces of things. And yeah. Or the other way around, Rob wakes up tomorrow and can do it. Now that's a new stimulation that he's never had. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why is my brain working like this now?
Yeah. What, I mean, it would be anything like
shit.
that would be
What's in
super,
this?
super disorienting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah,
Or like the internal monologue versus not having it.
Right. Well, and right down to, and I've referenced this before too, of being like a hippie philosophy of like, what if the green I see isn't the green you see? Okay, but that's reality. You can say what rods and cones a specific wavelength of light activates, but how it's perceived, we can't tell that, and you can't communicate it to anybody else other than say green. It's just a word at that point. So and
you hope that they perceive it the same way you do.
Yeah, right. All right, next one. We've been building health advice on top of a 15-year-old field. All right. Oh, that's a good one. Gut biome research, 2010 till now. Serious research on the gut microbiome is only about 15 years old. The field is still mostly mapping terrain. The dietary and health advice being built on top of it is probably going to look extremely naive in 30 years. Yeah, I can see that. And there's so much, I don't know, my little foray in this, when I had my appendix out, my whole shit changed. The way I not just, I can't eat that anymore, like, because that didn't change, but the way I digest shit, right down to the smell of my farts, changed overnight. Crazy. And it's all they could tell me is, it's going to be different. Well, what's going to be different? What should I avoid? No, you're fine. Do everything but it's going to be different. Oh, okay. And I didn't know it was only, 15 years old. So that's probably why they don't know.
Yeah, they can explain it.
Yeah. The human body contains roughly as many bacterial cells as human cells. Okay, that makes sense. About 38 trillion. For the entire first half of my life, medicine, I just can't read that. Wow. Medicine treated the gut almost entirely as a digestion machine. The idea that might be, we're both zooming. The idea that it might be central to mental health, immunity, and metabolism is brand new. Yeah, I'll buy that. Fecal transplants. Have we talked about this before? I talked about this with somebody.
Sounds like something we talk about.
Is exactly
sure
what they sound like.
Fecal transplants.
Yeah, are now an FDA-approved treatment for certain gut infections. It works better than antibiotics in some cases. That's how early we are. The most effective intervention is put someone else's gut bacteria in your gut. I would have rephrased that different. AI is trying to be a little too nice. I would have said the most effective intervention is stick it up your ass.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, I can't remember. Whoever I was talking to, we got into a conversation about, but would it work if you ate poop? And it's like, probably not. Probably not even if you ate your own poop. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But yeah, fecal transplant. That's...
Got a couple more here, see if we can rip through them real quick. A huge chunk of psychology textbooks doesn't hold up. 50% of famous studies failed to replicate. The replication crisis has already invalidated a significant chunk of what's in psychology textbooks. Famous studies, the ones in pop science books and TED Talks, don't hold up and run again. Power poses, ego depletion, priming effects. So, for example, the Stanford Prison Experiment, one of the most cited studies in all of psychology, was largely fabricated.
Yeah.
Zimbardo was coaching participants on how to behave. The guards who acted brutally were following instructions. It's been taught as settled science for 50 years. Robbo was taught in your high school psychology class as fact.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was my kid actually did a paper, one of her, I think it was a midterm, on exactly that, of like, well, this is it was true because they made it true. It was about manipulating evidence to prove your point, kind of thing. But I mean, what are we at now? The DSM 6, 7? I don't even know what we're at now. And that's only 20, 30 years ago we were at the 3 or 4. So it's like, how much stuff, yes, I know they add things as they discover, but how much has been dropped or changed would be
Yeah.
my, and I'm definitely not going to cross-reference the
Yeah.
whole thing.
And then
but-
how do you stay up on top of it if you're somebody who's, been in the profession for decades,
Oh yeah, that's got to be a field of continual education. You know what I mean? Because again,
Yeah.
it can
Should be.
if you give a shit about
Yeah.
your patients, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's
couple
me.
more.
Yeah, with let's see, a start with a bang might be the geocentrism of cosmology.
Didn't we
they're
all
saying-
start with a bang? Think about it.
Nice.
All
There
right.
you go.
Sorry. All right.
Anyway, the standard model says the universe started from singularity. There are serious competing models: cyclic universe, eternal inflation, with real physics behind them. James Webb has already returned data that doesn't fit neatly in the standard timeline. I have heard about this, that it found galaxies that are too large, too mature, too well formed to exist if the Big Bang happened when we think it did. Astronomers called them universe breakers. Yes, that telescope launched when I was 32, and it's already breaking the model. The Hubble tension, two completely different methods of measuring the universe's expansion rate, given two different answers that don't agree. Either one measurement is wrong, or something in our fundamental model of the universe is missing. This is an open, active problem with no resolution. I have heard about this,
Yeah.
and it is terrifying to think that we still don't know. Like we ever really knew, but like to think that we know less now because of the more that we're learning.
Yeah. There's a term for that, I think. But it's so easy to sit through. Oh, yep, this is how it is. And it's comforting in a weird way. But then something comes in, rocks the boat, and it's like, well, and then you're like, it's just a global ego hit, really, of like, oh, you're wrong. Or you could be wrong, you know?
That lightning is from an electric charge, not, from the god of lightning.
It's not Zeus getting mad at us. What?
It's not demons in the blood.
Yeah, exactly. It all comes back to demons in the blood. Maybe I'm going to make this one about demons in the blood too somehow. The birth rate panic is built on an assumption that might already be obsolete. Okay, more people equals more growth equals good, but does it? Ooh, that's a opening of a film noir right there. The entire birth rate fear is built on the idea that you need a growing population to grow an economy. All right, but that assumes human labor is still the engine. Okay, if automation handles the labor, the math collapses entirely. Also, even the former one hits a critical mass at some point, where I do agree that you need a growing population to grow an economy to a point. Then it starts eating itself. You know what I mean? Because now you have too many people that you can't sustain and feed and this. So it's definitely a bell curve. It just
There's also
pushes
a
it.
theory. There's also a theory that we don't actually know how many people on Earth, that the estimates of 8 billion or whatever are totally off, and we actually have like 14 billion people on Earth because we can't properly guess how many people are actually on planet at any given time.
That I've never considered, and I don't know why. It's like, oh yeah, everybody can count, right? No. Just look at elections. No, we can't. Yeah, that's a good point. There's no way to like round everybody up and be like, okay, raise your hand when I call your name. Like, there's no, yeah, fuck. All right. South Korea's birth rate has hit 0.72. The lowest ever recorded for any country in modern history. South Korea is also the 13th largest economy on Earth and ranked number one globally in innovation. The demographic time bomb has been 10 years away for 30 years. Yeah, exactly. So it's just the bar keeps moving. We're just still chasing the rabbit. That's, Japan has had a declining and aging population for decades. Still the fourth largest economy. The simple equation of fewer people equals collapse has not held. We may still get there, but the assumption is that more people automatically means the more prosperity is looking shakier every year. Again, if you're on that top end of the bell curve and you start to shrink your population into that middle area, yes, it's going to look better. If it shrinks too much, well, now you don't have a population at all to have or need an economy. So,
right.
Again, you would have to take a look at where they are on that curve to see if a point, a less than 1 birth rate
Right.
is going to bring them back in, or if it is going to cause collapse. But yeah, to globally say no, it's got to be more than 1. The rate's got
Everyone
to be
has
more
to
than
be
1.
replicating.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Even, I mean, if your society works and your economy works and you do 1-to-1, well, that makes sense. But you also would have to kill somebody every time someone's born. So let's look into that.
Fair enough. We do have 2 more. Maybe we'll review them next week. Maybe we'll do the back half of History and the last 2 of this one in like a mashup. Who knows? Man. Maybe it'll be a completely different topic, and we'll see if we can get through that whole thing on the back half of the show. Either way, you've heard it here live.
And I think we've just proven that no matter what we do, we're not going to know what we're going to do later. Bye-bye, mailbox.